Welcome back, crew. We have been M.i.a. for a little bit, but we are back to bring you guys some more content for the channel. So we are heading down to PR, Puerto Rico, with some of the other members of the crew and the whole family to hopefully score some waves. I'm going to enjoy my birthday while I'm down there. I'm turning 35 years young. So yeah, hopefully it's going to be an epic trip. I'll try to document as much of it as I can for you guys, so you guys can enjoy the ride along with us. So I got pretty much everything else already packed up. Now it's time to pack one of the most important items, my surfboard. So I've been on a few surf trips. You know, I know this is usually pretty much pit bikes and a bunch of other BS, but it's going to be a little bit of a surf trip. Maybe do some skating. There's some epic parks down there. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you guys how I like to pack my boards when I'm going on an airplane. So because the airport doesn't really give a shit about your hundreds of dollars of surfboards, it's up to you to try to make them as safe as you can while you fly. So I'll give you guys a little bit of how I do it. If you guys have any other suggestions or a different way that you do it, shit, feel free, leave them in the comments, because I'm always up for some new tricks. So. Alright, so I got my board out of the bag. So what I like to use is I go to Home Depot and I get this 1-inch pipe insulation, and I use that to wrap around the rails and the tail. I've cut some pieces, as you can see in there, to make a nice little tail block. And then also what I like to do is, if I can find them, they were just here. Oh, here they are. So I get these pieces of foam from work. They come on the edges of like fenders and other metal parts to protect them. I like to use these for the noses. I always keep a couple of them around. So let's get to wrapping the rails. Perfect. I got everything wrapped up real nice. I got that nice foam block in there for good protection on that nice sharp thin part of my board. Rails and everything wrapped real good. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna get ready to start wrapping the tape around it to keep everything nice and tight. Perfect. Alright, so now we got it taped on there real good. Our tail block's in place. I might add a little bit more tape there, but you get the gist. Like I said, this is just how I've found to travel with them. Done this method a few times with quite a few boards, and knock on wood, they've made it there pretty secure. So I got my leashes. I always bring, you know, a couple leashes. I always usually like to bring a fresh one, a little bit thicker, in case the waves are a little bit bigger. Nothing worse than snapping a leash out there and not having a backup. I got my fins and stuff in the house. And what I like to do, this is just another little thing, so I like to also slide this board into a day bag and then put it into my big travel bag. Usually I'll do that for multiple boards, but because me and Jaybird are splitting a board bag, because this isn't, unfortunately, a boys surf trip, it's a family trip. Only bringing one board. He's bringing one board, so we're gonna split the board bag, split the cost. It's a little bit more efficient. So, but I will still be putting it in that day bag. Just adds a little bit more padding, and it also allows me to have a bag to take it around with me in the rental car from spot to spot, and keeps it safe while I'm on the trip instead of lugging the big travel bag around. So again, that's just how I like to do it. Again, shoot me messages if you have other tips, tricks, or if you want more details on how to travel with your boards. But stoked, it's going to be a good trip. Jaybird and his girl should be here. Oh, fiance. We're allowed to say it now because it's official. They will be here later this evening, and we are heading to the airport in the AM. So, stoked, and keep you guys posted. Alright, so there you have it. She's all wrapped up, nice and tight in the board bag. One last little trick of the trade I like to tell you guys is, obviously I'm going to Puerto Rico, so I'm not bringing a wetsuit. I am bringing a wetsuit top, very thin, 1 mil, but I'm bringing a changing towel and an extra towel. So what I like to do with that stuff, shove it on the bottom and the top of the deck, because they're the parts that aren't protected by the foam in the rails. And yeah, that's my tricks. I don't put the leashes in because I've had a situation where other boards being pressed on top, or another suitcase or anything while traveling, will actually leave an indentation in the deck or the bottom of your board. So I've learned what to do and what not to do. Like I said, it works for me, so stoked, glad I could help you guys out. And yeah, follow along for the rest of the trip. Should be a good one.